I'm the man now. Nobody ever gave a handout. For the stretch, talking grams loud. Cut them off, get the hand out. Bro talk, what's that about?
Yo, what's going on, people? You know who it is. It's yours truly, your favorite, Tay Wiz, of course, coming live and direct from the Man Cave as usual. For those subscribers out there that is not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that bell. If you're not subscribed to my Twitter page, hit that bird at TAE_WIGGS. And of course, the link to my website is down below. First and foremost, the game that came on last night, the Boston Celtics visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers for Game 4. The whole part of this game was, can the Cavaliers come out with that same energy and that same sense of urgency as they did in Game 3? Or will we see that same Boston Celtics team that came out in Game 1 and 2 with their high energy playing at home? So as Game 4 unravels, the Cavaliers come in and play physical basketball as they did last night. They was a physical team. The first quarter set the tone for the game. At the end of the first quarter, the Cavaliers put up 34 points. The Celtics only scored 18. Now, just to remind you, this is a young, scrappy, Brad Stevens, well-coached team for the Boston Celtics. But at the end of the day, the Cavaliers got LeBron James, an NBA champion. Can this Cavaliers team overcome some of the bad playing basketball they have in the regular season? You know, some was in the postseason as well, too. Which Cavalier team would step up? Will you see the same guys that was going through the mixing emotions at the All-Star break? Or you will see that Cavaliers team when they first put together doing that trade after the All-Star break when they beat the Boston Celtics? Which one of those two teams you going to see? And the same thing for the Celtics. This team been scrappy the whole season. We just want to see which team is going to make that turn and take control of the series. So as the game unfolded, the Cavaliers took care of business in the first quarter. I thought we was on to something. Like I said, LeBron James is picking and choosing his weapons. And the Celtics had to pick and choose their poison out there. What they going to do? Was they going to double team LeBron James, trying to front him some more? And the crazy thing, if you keep fronting him and double teaming, he has shooters open. And eventually, the shooters will shoot. They're going to make shots. This is a make or miss league, folks. You're not going to miss every shot. Yes, I know game one of this series, the Cavaliers shot that three ball poorly, but at home, they weren't going to miss. And I keep telling people, the role players play better at home. The fans is on their side instead of against them on the road. It's the same thing for the Celtics. You know they role players going to play better at home as well. What I like when I seen from the Cavaliers last night was the ball movement, sticking to their man on defense. They would also control the glass once again. So, no LeBron James is going to get his off, but it was up to the other guys who's making a steady impact on the game. So as you look at LeBron James at that halftime, he had 22 points, a goal, and 4 rebounds. He was 8 from 11 from the field. I thought Tristan Thompson played lights out last night. Is that time? Sometimes I watch the game and I look at certain plays that Tristan Thompson does. Sometimes he goes up a little bit too soft. You want him to be more aggressive at the glass. Can't be going up all the head faking and laying in. He got to go up there with some man authority and tear that rim up. He got to dunk that ball like that rim owe him some money because he be going up so soft. Like, if they foul you, you foul you. That is the ability to beast of the basketball. Kyle Korver. He was 4 for 4 total in the first half from the free throw line, 2 for 2 from downtown. I mean, the guy shoot lights out, man. And you're trying to figure out, and they run the screens for him. He come off the screens, his body is squared up to the basket, and he's letting it go. And you looking at it is where, how is teams can let him get open? One thing I learned from my father when we played basketball, he was coaching me. He always say, son, you're not quicker than that ball. That ball moves around. You got to move if you want to get that ball. Nobody's not quicker than that ball. And one thing about the Cavaliers, they make it the ball movement. Everybody's touching the ball because after a while, the defense is going to be tired and they don't want to stop. They're going to start running to get back on defense. And eventually, somebody going to slip through a crack and hit a three or a layup or a dunk. It's just going to happen. The ball is faster than the feet and the hands out there moving around. As you go through what they was doing in the second quarter too as well, you know, every good team make a run in the playoffs. So I was looking for the Boston Celtics to make a punch back. Like I said, the biggest lead of the game last night, the Cavaliers being up by 19. The biggest lead the Celtics had was 4. So when you start seeing certain teams make moves, I thought, first and foremost, let me stop this right here, right now. I know what LeBron is going to do. I know what the Cavaliers are going to do. They played exceptionally well last night. But when the lead started shrinking, get down to 10, I noticed every time. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Ty Lue kept calling timeouts just to keep the team to say, you know what, I got to keep y'all guys focused. Let's refresh this and let's run our sets. And while the Cavaliers are winning games out here last night, they are running set plays more now too. They're talking. Basketball is always key when players talking to each other, let them know they're supposed to be on the floor. Communication is key if you want to win games, because you can't play no quiet basketball if you playing a video game by yourself, and people can't be quiet doing that. I thought Terry Rozier came out with a stellar. He's so underrated. It's a doggone shame, because I feel like Terry Rozier, for the last couple of years, he played behind Isaiah Thomas, who was an all-star. Now he playing behind Kyrie Irving as an all-star. And the situation is, he's learning a lot. I know he got 1 year left on his contract. What is Celtics going to do with Terry Rozier? Are they going to trade him? I mean, if I was the Celtics, I would trade him, because you can get maybe a late first-round draft pick for him, probably either this year or next year, because they got some pieces for another team who's trying to rebuild. Terry Rozier is in another world right now, and Brad Stevens knew what he was doing when he was scouting him when he took over the coaching job in Boston. At halftime, Terry Rozier had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Scrappy young player. Al Horford, 7 points, 3 rebounds. He was 2 for 6 from the field. See, if Boston want to win these type of games, Al Horford can't be out there shooting threes. I'm just saying. I'm going to keep saying it. He does need to shoot threes. You need him more in the paint to be a banger with anyone. So you're looking at it where if he's in the paint, other guys can get shots, because Al Horford's no slouch in the paint. He commands a double team, because there's only but so much a person and a punishment is going to take from Al Horford. So if you get him playing in the inside side of the outside, because if he's playing the outside, if he misses a 3, there's nothing going to be number red jerseys grabbing the rebound. So when he's shooting on threes, it's easy for the opposing team to get the defensive rebound and go back down the court and get a fast break going. I don't feel comfortable if Al Horford's out there on that 3-point island shooting threes, because there's nobody to grab the rebound. Also, Jaylen Brown, fabulous young player, 3 from 12 in the first half, 2 points. 2 rebounds and 8 points. What hurt this team too, to be honest with you, the Boston Celtics got in early foul trouble. Once again, Jaylen Brown picking up 2 and 3 quick fouls in the first half. That set the tone, because it's almost like you got to play perfect basketball, but at the same time, you still want to play aggressive. And the same thing for Marcus Morris. Aggressive. He want to play aggressive basketball as well, too. It's only but so much that you can do out there trying to guard LeBron James. He's supposed to be the self-proclaimed LeBron James stopper. Can't tell, because LeBron James got 40. I'm looking at where it's Marcus Smart actually picked up 5 fouls. You could watch the game. Some of the fouls be ticky-tack, but you already know. I'll keep saying it. I'm going to say this till I turn black and blue in the face. The team that plays with the most aggression on the other side of the floor or wherever is going to benefit from the cause. If this team is attacking the rim, 9 times out of 10, they making the referee blow the whistle. The players, not a lot of players, you putting your hands, sticking your hands in there. And you know, if you soon as you stick your hands and you know the player reaction, they're going to go up and shoot. The first thing they're going to see is your arm come down on his. So you just got to be smarter out there on defense. Defense is very, very disciplined. You got to be disciplined out there when you're out there on that floor playing defense. You got to use your mental as well. As you're going through who gave you good, valuable minutes tonight, I thought George Hill's another player who plays stellar. When he's playing more aggressive, the Cavaliers look like a better ball club, because when he's playing that aggressive, now the defense got to focus on him now. Then you got Kevin Love playing who was aggressive. He had a so-so game, but he was still effective. You still got to keep a guard on him, even though he fell on his elbow. Like I said, he finished the game with 9 points and 11 rebounds. He also had 5 fouls. You know, some fouls are, like I said, some of the fouls are ticky-tack. At the same time, you got to be disciplined. So when I'm looking at the games breaking down is where how the Celtics could have really beat the Cavaliers. First and foremost, if they just stay on their man and stay home and just let LeBron James do what he's gonna do, let somebody just guard him 1-on-1, you can live with LeBron James missing a couple of shots or making some. But at the same time, if you stay home, you taking away a Kyle Korver, you taking away a Kevin Love, you taking away a George Hill or J.R. Smith, you taking away some shooters and some slashers. If you just stay home on him and don't double team him, once LeBron James get back in that back you down in the corner on the block and get close to that basket and to that second wave of that wall, as soon as y'all double team him, somebody left Kyle Korver open, either a J.R. Smith or a Kevin Love. Those are knockdown threes, and you cannot do that. You cannot leave LeBron James and bring another person on him for a double team. You cannot collapse your defense. And once he see that, he already see the basketball play development, he's going to dish the ball out. I thought the Celtics need to clean up on that. If the Boston Celtics if they gonna play like they did tonight, like they did in Game 4 and 3, Boston, you're gonna be in trouble. Because LeBron James right now in Games 3 and 4, he is 8-0. He is 8-0. That's just a fact. This guy is phenomenal. And so far, the Cavaliers are 7-1 at home this year in the postseason. The only team to beat the Cavaliers at home is the Indiana Pacers in Game 1. Victor Oladipo went crazy in that game. LeBron James, this is his fourth 40-point game against the Boston Celtics. The last person to put up these many 40-point games was Michael Jordan. He also had 3. And when they do that, 9 times out of 10, those guys win the series. And, right now, history's on LeBron James' side again. This guy's a walking stat book. Like, he's breaking every record left and right every night. He broke another record tonight. He passed up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time field goals made in playoff history. Kareem had 2,356. LeBron James got 2,357. What else is left for LeBron James to break? Only thing he got to do is catch rings. If he can catch Mike in rings, but right now it'd probably not be a possibility because he has 3. That means LeBron James will have to win this championship next year and the next 4. He had to win the next, but this would be his 4th one. I mean, he had to win the next 4 to even pass up Michael Jordan to be proclaimed the GOAT. But at the same time, Boston got to strap down. The Cavaliers got to do the same thing too because the Cavaliers are a good road team as well. The Cavaliers will let you back in games. They almost let the Celtics back into this game because the Celtics had this lead drop down from 19 to 9 points. Like I said, Ty Lue coached his butt off tonight. He made some key valuable minutes and timeouts. He watched them timeouts, doing no downs. We're going to use a timeout. Let's rally our troops together. Let's put another game plan together. But this team right here, the Boston Celtics, they did lose this fight 111 to 102. Jason Tatum, 5 for 13. That was ugly shooting night, but he also had 17 points. He need to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. Like I said, a lot of these players cry so much to the referee. Don't cry to the referee. The referee always get the players on the opposing team or whoever that night, the most aggressive team would benefit for the cause. It just feel like when Boston started whining for calls, they didn't get them to go their way. I'm going to be honest with you. You see my team, the Cavaliers, I'm going to be honest with you. I watched the game, and I feel like, some of the stuff they was calling for Boston, those was not fouls. Same thing for the Cavaliers, but some of the fouls they was calling for the Boston Celtics, let's be honest, some of those are not fouls. They was calling all the ticky-tack stuff. A lot of stuff could have been called in this game. The Cavaliers was grabbing jerseys as well. I thought LeBron James got away with a little clothesline on Marcus Smart. The referees didn't see that. That's a lot of stuff that goes on. One play that Jaylen Brown was going to the hole, he got fouled. They didn't call that. Then they come back on the other end of the court. The Cavaliers call. Home court advantage always favors the other team. But now it's the Boston Celtics' turn. Wednesday night at 8:30. Can they defend their court? This is the best of 5 series. Now after these games, the first team to win these 2 games going to the NBA Finals. So I told you on the last segment, I said don't be surprised if the Cleveland Cavaliers backdoor sweep the Celtics. And I'm just being honest because that's what I see. Because I know LeBron James played better, a little bit more better now since he's back against the wall now. So this guy been down 3-1 and came back and won a championship in that series. Now he was down 0-2. Now can he duplicate that? Can he bring some of that knowledge from that season and that moment to this team, because he only play them guys. It's only 4 guys left from that championship team: LeBron, Kevin Love, Tristan, and J.R. Smith. Can these guys tell that story? Hey man, we've been down this road before. We down 3-1. You almost gotta be like a Bill Belichick. You have to do your job. If players do their job, sky is the limit for the Cavaliers. Can this team believe? Can this team be ready and up for the task? Because the first thing people was writing the Cavaliers are the Cavaliers losing in 5. Series is tied 2-2. I had the Cavaliers winning in 5, but as I'm going through the game, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Skip Bayless. He said he had the Cavaliers winning the series in 6 games. He's not let off his guns. He said if LeBron James play more aggressive, the Cavaliers can take care of Boston in 6. And so far right now, Skip Bayless called the last series against the Raptors. He said the Cavaliers is going to sweep the Raptors 4-0 because he said the Cavaliers is going to steal game 1 in Toronto, and they did. So I'm eager to say, I am very, very eager and really ready to hear and see and say what Skip Bayless have to say about the Cleveland Cavaliers winning this game. Kyle Korver is just shooting lights out, man. Something you can say about that. Jaylen Brown did finish the game with 25 points and 6 rebounds, but he got to calm down on the fouls. He's the reason they pretty much losing the series. I mean, losing the last 2 games. I ain't going to say the series, but the last 2 games. He's getting foul trouble very early in the first quarter. And it's so hard to come back and trying to play on those type of eggshells, because you know they got it out there for you and they're going to keep calling the number. LeBron James going to get that ball. He's going to put him in the post and he's going to make them foul every time. They got to change their defensive strategy. They definitely do if they want to win this game. Terry Rozier played lights out. He's a hometown guy too as well. 3 steals, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, 16 points. Very aggressive. This is probably one of his best road games that he had so far in these playoffs. In this whole playoff since it started. Al Horford 15 and 7. If they're going to win, if you notice games they have won, Al Horford pretty much had 19 points, almost 10 rebounds. He hasn't had a double-double yet in games 3 and 4. So I'm looking for another Al Horford to come out. Which one we're going to see? Like I said, this team played better at home. Going down with the Cavaliers, Kyle Korver was 2 from 5 from 3-point line, finished with 14 points. Larry Nance Jr., who definitely gave the Cavaliers some valuable minutes off the points. Off the bench. 7 points is good. George Hill is very aggressive out there. It's 13 points. J.R. Smith, 3 for 6, 9 points. Hit 3 threes for you. So the whole thing is, can J.R. Smith, he's another guy who plays very streaky on the road. Can he be this aggressive in Boston? We know the things that Boston fans are chanting at him. F-U, J.R. Would be the biggest thing for him to do. Go back to Boston and get a win. Then trying to come home probably that Saturday night to wrap the series up. Tristan Thompson, man. I just want to sit back and give you some praise and kudos. 12 rebounds and 13 points. 2 blocks. Play this behind off. Like I said, this is an NBA champion. So best to believe he know what it takes. Maybe because you didn't see this in the first and second round, but Tristan Thompson probably has something going on. His head is clear. Probably well rested. This is different Tristan Thompson. This is what you want your $85 million contract to play like. When you come out here in other games only with 4 points and 1 rebound, that's not $85 million worth of game. That's not even 50 cents worth of game. But when he came out there with that 13 and 12 and 2 blocks, that's what you want your $85 million to do. Play hard-nosed defense. Grab after the offensive and defensive rebounds. This guy has a high motor. Sometimes he need to be pushed. Kevin Love, 5 fouls, 11 rebounds, 9 points. Even though everybody play, he only had 9 points, but the same point I'm making is 11 rebounds is key. Those are points taken off the board, or maybe an offensive rebound putting points back on the board. Every rebound is critical. It's very critical in the playoffs. We're not going to say what LeBron James did. We already said that. He 17 for 28, 5 rebounds, 44 points. This is, like I said, this is his 4th 40-point game against the Boston Celtics. The last person to do that was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He had 3 against the Boston Celtics. And the one thing I circled from both these games, from both these teams, the Celtics had 37 rebounds. They got rebounded by the Cavaliers by 10. The Cavaliers won that rebound by 47-37. But I did circle this one. I circled this one in red ink because this is a danger zone. The teams that had less turnovers 9 times than win. The Celtics had 9. But the Cavaliers had 18. LeBron James had 7 of those 18 turnovers. Why is the Cavaliers turning the ball over so much? Imagine if they didn't turn the ball over. They could have won more than this. They could have won balls easily by a 25 to 30 point game again. Like I said, all the home teams so far in the playoffs, so far either win by 15 or 20 plus. Like I said, these type of games are different. It's about chess and checkers. Which team going to make the first move? Who's going to get king me first? You have to take care of the ball if the Cavaliers want to win, especially going to Boston, because those fans in that Celtics locker room, they will be ready. And before I go, I just want to shed some light on this. Like I said, next game is Wednesday night. And I picked the Cavaliers to win by 15 last night. I was pretty close, 102 to 111. That ain't bad. I'm going to go with the Cavaliers in Boston to win this game by 9 points. I got the Cavaliers winning by 9 points in Boston. Cavaliers win this game in Boston. The Cavs going to wrap these guys up Saturday night and get ready going back to the NBA Finals for 4 straight years. Like I said, you heard it from me first. Tate Wiggs, baby. Backdoor sweep is on. Backdoor sweep is on because this Boston Celtics team, they only got one player on their team with 2 players on their team with NBA championship rings. One is injured, that's Kyrie Irving. The other one is Aaron Baines. But he was the backup off the bench for the San Antonio Spurs. So, remember, Al Horford against LeBron James is 2-16. 2-16. Just a little fun fact about that, that's the Cleveland Cavaliers area code too, 216. You know how I know? Because I'm from the land. You already know, Tay Wiggs out. Yeah.